All hip hop, all the time. Go on YouTube, type us in online. All hip hop, all the time. When you get up in that ring, your reputation's on the line.
What up, it's the big homie OD, AHAT.TV out here in Brooklyn, New York with Beasley, one of the owners of URL, one of the biggest battle leagues in the world, if not the biggest battle league in the world. We here at the Fredro and Keith Murray event put together by MC War, shout out to them. But now that you've seen the battle, you know, it was a lot of anticipation, probably not high expectations from people like me and you, but what was your whole opinion on the overall battle?
Well, I had to come out because I grew up on Keith Murray and Fredro Starr, Onyx, you know what I'm saying? I know all their songs, so I'm definitely a big fan. And I know that they both demonstrate a certain level of lyricism, so I wanted to see how the transition would be into the culture that we created, you know what I'm saying? That we and I actively doing right now, you know what I'm saying? So it was just interesting. I just wanted to see the transition, if they could adapt and come into our world, and I think they did a good job. I mean, there were a couple of kinks. I think Fredro studied it a little bit more than Keith. Took it more serious, possibly. I think Keith was having fun. He had a couple of high points where he spit some lyrical bars, but if you were judging it from a battle standpoint, you got to give it to Fredro.
Hands down, right?
Yeah, for
clearly.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about you? What you think?
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and I kind of knew going into it that out of the two, I felt that Fredro would have the more up-to-date style, and Keith Murray was more of a, I'm just going to stick with what I do and not upgrade.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that he probably comes from an era where there were no rounds or no real structure. It was just go to the last man standing. You know what I'm saying? Where we kind of have this thing formatted now. You know what I'm saying? Based on rounds, minutes, time, you know, specifics in terms of what you're allowed to do, cutting off your opponent, things like that. There's rules in place now, and it's become its own genre. There's a certain layout and format that has to be followed. So I think that once he kind of gets the hang of it and knows what the format is, then we can, you know, actually see some of these guys come into this arena and really see how they excel, see how it works.
Right. What do you think about the beats that, you know, MC War, that you do 2 rounds on beats, 1 round a cappella? What do you think about that format?
I respect MC War because they're doing something that's different. They come in with their own style. Anytime you demonstrate your own style, you demonstrate hip-hop, because that's what hip-hop's about. It's about being original, not trying to be like somebody else. So, like, I commend them on their format and their style. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope for what they do, and they execute and they do a good job.
Right. All right. Now that the battle's over, do you think that I'm talking about the overall look of the battle, art dropping and all that stuff? Do you think it'll help more industry artists try to come and battle, or do you think it'll slow that down? What do you think?
I think honestly, with the way and the climate of the music business right now, if you're an artist and you're winning right now, you're probably not going to do anything that could possibly damage your career. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't really live in an era anymore where the rules of hip-hop apply on any level, whether it be you being a snitch or a sucker or having street credibility. Those things really don't matter anymore. And you know, at the same time, the same token, it's like if the few artists that are winning or getting shows, they want to preserve that revenue stream. So I don't think they would do anything to jeopardize it. So if you ask me, do I think this will help more artists come into battle rap? I don't think it will.
What about like the older hip hop heads, like
I think the older guys who have made their mark in hip hop history and have cemented their legacy, I think if the dollar amount is right and the setting is right and the structure is a certain way, I think some of them will come back.
Yeah, good looking out, man. I appreciate your time.
It's always a pleasure, OD. You know what I mean? Shouts out to AHAT, doing their thing out on the West, you know what I mean, holding it down. You know, we all family out here. We all working together to bring this culture to the next level and preserve it and strengthen it, because we live in a time where lyricism is the least thing that matters in being an artist or a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not an artist. It was a time where people say, yo, have you heard of this guy? And the first question that they would say is he nice? And then it would be so. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just, okay, he has that new club hit or that dance record. And that's cool, things change. But we have to establish and continue to maintain lyricism in rap music, because it's going away. You know what I'm saying? If we don't maintain it or have some form or facet of it within our culture, it'll be eradicated. And kids tomorrow will never know that people were actually lyrical and had rhymes and schemes, different things like that. So I think battle rap is important, and we're trying to, you know, preserve this form of hip hop and bring it to the masses. So shouts to AHAT, URL TV, of course. We out here showing support in the culture, and much love to everybody that shows and supports us.
Hey, look, I got one controversial question for you. It's about Norbes. Like, you seem like, you know, this is the first time we ever met in person or whatever, but you seem like a real personable person that's like cool with people. And when I see your vlogs and stuff, it's like, damn, the dude's like a cool dude or whatever. But you know, like, a lot of people don't like Norbes, right? And he seems like he's the bad guy on your team, and he's like disliked so much that he got into that fight at the AHAT Louisville event. So like, with the image that you have, like being so cool or whatever, why do y'all? Oh, it's almost like I'm asking you why y'all keep him around.
Oh man, like we love Norbes, man. I think Norbes is important. I think Norbes is important to the battle culture for a number of reasons. I think there's an emotional investment in URL. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're mad at us, sometimes you're happy with the things that we do. And you whether you realize it or not, y'all like to hate Norbes. Y'all enjoy it. And he gets a kick out of it. But y'all don't realize this, when y'all send him the memes and F you and AHA, he loves it. He eats it up. Like, you're fueling the monster. You know what I'm saying? So, shouts to Norbes. That's my brother. I love him and support him. It's unfortunate what happened to him out there. You know, he was outnumbered, he was by himself. Luckily, he made it back unscathed, and he's still talking shit. So, you know, I think Norbes is important, and he's a character where people can focus anger on, because if there's no highs and lows in this thing, what are we doing? If it's hip-hop, if somebody don't get punched in the face every now and then, it's not exciting. You know
right. It's R&B.
When we was coming up, dudes would say one thing on the record, they were held to a certain standard, they were approached if something happened, you handled it, you got mashed out on the record lyrically or physically, something happened. You know what I'm saying? There's no penalty for violations. You know what I'm saying? Or anything within the culture. So it's like, you gotta have highs and lows. You gotta have things that make people angry and piss people off, because that's what makes it hip hop. And if it's not, if we don't have that, then, you know, our culture diminishes, and the energy that we ride off is gone. You know what I mean? So I love the highs and the lows. So y'all need Norbes. Whether y'all realize it or not, he pisses y'all off, y'all need him.
Right, for sure. All right, one more thing I want to ask you about, because this is like for league owners and shit, it's like a real interesting topic and shit. It's about like loyalty. Like, how do you feel, or like, you know, you spend time, you build up an artist, and then they start going to another league or something like that. That's like pretty much
you know me, man. I've always been vocal about exclusivity with MCs, you know what I'm saying? Especially the people that market on my platform, because I just feel like if I build somebody up, get them to a certain level, and they're getting phone calls that they weren't getting before, it like waters them down if they go around and battle at each and every platform possible, because then it's like, what makes me different from any other league? You know what I'm saying? If you watch UFC, you know, you don't see Daniel Cormier and John Jones and, you know, Ronda Rousey fighting on Bellator and Strikeforce. They fight for the UFC. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to have something that people have a reason to come and see. Like, you don't see, you know, Kevin Durant going to play for the Knicks one week and then he's back, you know, over here in the OKC. It doesn't work that way. So for me personally, you know what I mean, as a business owner and just for my own selfish personal reasons, I like my MCs to stay at home. Now there's some guys that go different places and they do matches that I don't particularly care about, or they battle other MCs that I wouldn't book on my platform, because I believe that battle rap even within battle rap, there's different genres. There's different. There's street battle rap and urban battle rap, and then there's like suburban battle rap, and there's jokey battle rap, and you gotta know what you like and what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I do a specific style of battle rap that I like and that I think my audience is into. And there's certain guys that won't work on my platform. Doesn't mean they're not good. It just means that I'm just not interested in showcasing that particular style of talent. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they'll send some guys will work. Some of my guys will work on other platforms. Vice versa. So,
how do you feel about this? Like, say there's an artist that you've been working with, build them up or whatever, and you don't have them on a contract, but then like another league does a battle with them, or just a battle with some people that you would like kind of consider on your team, and it's like a battle that you would book.
I mean, it's happened plenty of times. Right, you know, I can't get every single battle. You know what I'm saying? There's some battles that I gotta walk away from because certain guys want too much money. Certain battles that I gotta walk away from because one guy doesn't want to do it here. Or he doesn't feel that he's gonna get a fair shot. Or, you know, there's a number of different reasons that you got to take into account why certain things don't happen. I mean, we try to get as much of the battles that relate to our platform as possible, but it doesn't always work out that way. You know, and sometimes, you know, I get frustrated because there's certain things that I want and it doesn't happen, but I keep moving. You know, there's battles I walk away from that people say, oh, it should have been on your platform. But, you know, sometimes everything doesn't work out that way. You just have to let things be. You keep moving and you're still standing. So, you know, you won't get every battle, but I try to get most of the ones that I want.
I say, we run trains on attractive bitches. What you thought? Your bitch attractive, so I come in her tracks. I'm in her mind all day, so I train her thoughts. But what you thought? You ain't got to train for me? If we get the squaring off, I put your brains on a train track and I ain't lose my train of thought.
Nigga, I hear y'all hate mine, but don't play with scrap. I should have been an NFL center. I was trained to snap. It ain't Murray's about. Let's go. Should have been an NFL center. I was trained to snap. It ain't Murray's. If I wave and cap, I'll run you off your. Talk that shit, clutch.